Greetings and salutations. My name is Tish, and welcome to the Artist Haven, where home plus art equals heart. And tonight, goodness gracious, today it's morning. Hello, in today's live video broadcast, we are going to be doing some beginner experiments, and I'm going to show you how I filter out my leftover paints and use them as a base coat in a pour. I think I've done this once before, but I wanted to show you again because this is something that I do a lot of. You can't tell by the mess that's around here, but spinning is a little bit different than just regular pouring. So I do it a little bit differently for spinning. I don't bother with this mess. I wait for it to dry and then I peel it all up. And if it's cool looking, I'll keep it and make some other art out of it. If it's not, then I just kind of pitch it. So, anywho, I'm a little flustered this morning. I accidentally pinched Rhea's paw in the door. She's fine. I'm just a little flustered this morning. And so I was late getting up, late getting coffee, late running around getting stuff done. So I'm just, yeah. If I seem a little flustered, that's why. I feel awful because that's my life right now. So let's say good morning to the chat. Hello, Darth. Good morning, Doris. Hello, Chelsea. Good to see you all this morning. I hope you have your coffee. Oh, and that's the other thing. I apologize for the light. I've been trying to tweak it because normally I have this black ceiling tablecloth thing on my ceiling, so the light is absorbed instead of reflected, and it fell down this morning. So like I said, it's been a morning. I've been like a chicken with the head cut off thing, running around trying to get stuff done. So let's see, maybe I can do this a little bit on the fly. Darken that up a little bit so it's not so bright. There we go. Let's see what else. Everything else looks good. White balance can come down a little bit. There we go. Maybe the gain down just a smidge. There we go. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. I'm kind of a perfectionist, and that's my downfall. It's my strength and my weakness all at one time. So, okay. So here is a cup of scrapey paint. Okay, you can see there's all kinds of crazy colors in there, all kinds of shenanigans going on in that cup. So what I usually do is I give it a stir. So let's grab a stick, and I reuse my sticks because once they're dry, as long as there's no loose paint on it, it doesn't matter. So this is going to be a really pretty purple. I have a feeling, kind of a gray purple. And then I don't do silicone or dimethicone in the majority of my paintings. This is actually a perfect consistency too. I was worried about that. Okay, so we're going to give this a good stir. Make sure we got all the stuff from the bottom up to the top. And I have the hard time, because I was a pastry chef and a cook for so long, I have a hard time just stirring something. I always want to fold it. So I have to sit here and think about what I'm doing. It's like, okay, stick straight up and down and move it around because these aren't eggs, honey. Okay, so then what I do is I'm going to do this. Trey, you are so awesome. Thank you for the $2 donation. You are my favorite person this morning. That's the best thing that's happened to me all day. Considering I've been up since 6 a.m., yeah, that's a good thing. Okay, so I've got my strainer here. I just get the ones at the dollar store, and I get the big ones. I get the small ones. I get the sink ones, too, because those fit perfect inside one of these cups. These right on top. But because I'm going on this trip, I have everything packed up, and this is the one that I had sitting by my sink this morning. So I'm just going to strain all of this out. And yes, this will cause bubbles. but it's going to be in the background so we can torch it. You can see the chunks kind of coming out. And you can see there's different colors in there yet. And this helps stir it up too. Okay. Set that over there. And then one thing that people forget to do, I'll give it a little tap. Here's the other thing. Here's a pastry chef tip. You can use one of these as a sifter. Put your dry ingredients in there and just pink, 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 pink. You don't need one of the chunka ones. In fact, when I have a really big one, that's probably like that much bigger than this one, and that's what I use as a sifter when I'm baking. Because when you're dealing with mass amounts of flour, you don't want to be sifting for days. Okay, so remember to wipe off the bottom of your strainer, and you can see all the chunks and muck and hullabaloo that's in there, and that would have been in your painting. So we don't want that. That's bad juju. So I'm going to set this maybe on the cup, and then now we have this nice clear thing. And okay, you're going to fall down. That's fine. That's fine. You do you. So I'm going to wipe this stick off. I'm going to use this to give this another stir. One thing you can do too to help pop bubbles is put a little rubbing alcohol in there. Because as the alcohol evaporates, it brings the bubbles up. That's what I've been told, and I've noticed a difference. So, I have no scientific basis for it, but we're going to roll with it. So the other thing that I wanted to try out today with this really pretty, this is really pretty. I don't think there's any metallics in there, so there's no sparkle to it, but that's really pretty. You can see my lights because I leave my lights on, my blue lights that I have for when I do a face video. Like you actually get to see my silly mug. I have blue LED lights in the background, and I leave them on all the time. It's kind of my night light. This is just a painting that I didn't like that I did a while back, like last October, and it's at the bottom of the stack. So I don't know about you guys, but when I finish a painting and I dry and I'm not loving it, I put it away for a while, and then I'll bring them out again and I'll go through them again. If I still don't like it, then that one goes in the paint over pile. If I kind of like it, it'll go on my wall, and I'll kind of like every time I walk by it, I turn in a different direction. And if I still don't really, really love it, then that goes in the paint over pile. And my paint over pile is actually surprisingly low lately. So I'm grateful for the canvases that I've been gifted. So I was wondering what would happen because my other ones, my bottom bottoms, what I did is I heated up an old pan. So it was hot, and then I had a little handle on it too. But this one I just cut off and I dented it. I don't know how I dented it. It must have been really forceful today. But this one I left uneven on purpose, just to see what would happen. But the other ones I drilled a little hole. I put one of my little push pins in there, and then I hot glued it in there on the top and on the bottom, so it was really sturdy. And then what I did is I took the old pan, heated it up, and then I just pushed it down on the hot pan, and it melted it, and then I just kind of trimmed off the edge. So that's how I made them all straight. But this one is, okay, I can't cut a straight line to save my life. Unless I have a line there and I'm using a circular saw or something. Yeah, so we're going to try that and see how that works. Because part of painting and part of being a beginner is just practice. It's just playing. What other reason do you need to play and paint? So, well, hello, Tracy and Angela. Good to see you. Did I miss anybody else that came in? If I did miss you, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're going to be using up paints today. Let's move these two guys out of the way. Oh, gosh. See, it just all comes up. Okay, remove those out of the way. I found this blue, and this blue is metallic-y and awesome. So we'll stick that there. Got the stir stick. Okay. And I thought I checked it for consistency, but apparently not. So we're going to shake up this and put some of this Floetrol and water in there. And it's got a goober on the top. There we go. It's still got a goober on the top. There we go. That should be good. So I add Floetrol and water. If I find that it's thick, I don't add any more paint to it or, straight up water just because it's still really thick. Hang on. We're just going to take the top off of this guy and dump some in because that's just easier. This needs a lot. And a lot means like a tablespoon or two, not like 5 ounces. There we go. Now we're cooking with Crisco. Okay, so this is my custom metallic blue that I kind of came up with. I have a whole bunch in my bottle because I just topped it off. There we go. So, yep, we're at a 3. But look at that blue. Isn't that pretty? So I've got that blue. This one I know I checked last night. This is an ultramarine blue. Let's see. Let's pick the stick. Let's try it. Yeah. So this is an ultramarine blue that I want to use the rest of this up. Just because I'm trying to get away from all the oddball containers because I'm odd enough. I don't need any more help. And this is the silver from last night. This is my own custom silver as well. This is part Deco Art, part, what's it called? The Artist Loft Flow Acrylic, the ones that come in the big bottle. They used to have silver and gold in there. I don't think they have it anymore, which is okay because it wasn't that great of it. That's why I added the Deco Art to it and then mixed it with Floetrol. It's really runny still, but that's okay. And then I've got this kind of powder teal, I guess. I don't know, really light turquoise. And then I've got some Mars Black as well. Yeah, these ones I already checked. I just forgot to check the blue. I was so excited to find it. And then this is just some Winsor Newton Mars Black. This is still a little bit thick. Let's shift. Well, hello, Johnny. Good to see you. Hey, if you have your video out yet or a link to it, post it in there, honey. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cover the canvas with this drip paint. Now, if you use if you use silicone, it's going to be a little bit different for you. Let's just use a stick. Because you're not going to want all that silicone in your background. So I don't suggest doing this. But you can, here's one thing that you can do. You can see how beautiful the color this is. So, save your drips. If you don't like the color, mix in some additional color, that you do, add tones to it, make it a color that you love, and then use it as your actual painting. No one says you can't use drips as your actual painting. It's still paint. It's still good. It's still, there's nothing wrong with it. You can see all the bubbles though. Holy hammer. So we're going to make sure that we have the edge covered. I'm not so worried about the side, just this edge. So when we spin it, it'll spin. Oh, bother. So we're going to do a reverse dip. Bottom bottle reverse dip because I'm going out of town and I'm not bringing my spinner. So because it's kind of adhered to this board and I really don't have room for another board. I am bringing one though, so I have a place to be doing art stuff. Yeah, you can see all the bubbles popping right there. It's kind of funny how that works. So there. And then we're gonna, when we put the bottle on there, we'll spin it out. We're gonna pop it with a torch. There might actually be a little bit of silicone in here, which is okay because this is a pretty color, so if it comes through, I'm okay with that. We'll get that spot. We're gonna give it a little gentle spin here. Whoa, it's falling like a leaf. All right, so here we go. All right, bottom. We're gonna kind of do it off to the side a little bit, just like that. Okay, a little bit of our base color first. And I say a little bit and I dump a lot because, you know, I'm me. All right, let's start with the silver. These big cups are hard to see where all the paint is going. Here we go. I don't know how I'm going to get this to lift up, but we'll try. Okay, and then we're going to do this awesome teal color. And then we're going to do this ultramarine blue. My paints are rather thick. I mean, some people use really thin paint for this process. I found that the thicker paints work better for me because not only am I, you know, going to do a reverse dip, but I'm also going to be doing spin. So I don't want it all to disappear. I'm going to do a little bit of this black. Okay, I said a little bit of the black. Jeez, oh Pete. So I would say it's a trace of 3. If you're new to the channel and you don't know what I'm talking about, when I stir up my paints, I put a bunch on the stick and I go around in a circle. So, and when you go around in the circle, that counts as 1. So 1, 2, 3. So it takes 3 seconds, a count of 3, because it's not actually 3 seconds, there's a count of 3 for it to disappear. So if it was thinner, if you want thinner, then you do a trace of 1. So it almost automatically disappears. What was I doing? Black. Metallic. Blue. So you want it to be rather thick, but most of my paintings that I do are at a 3. So that one got really big over there.
That's what she said.
All right, now we should be good. And then I'm going to do just a little bit of the teal color in the middle. There we go. Oh yeah, you did, Johnny. That pendulum. Oh my god, you're nuts. You're nuts, man. You dong gone crazy. Okay, so I'm not gonna lift this up. I'm just gonna twist it. Now maybe I should lift it. Let's lift it. Turn it. And we're just gonna do one small layer. We'll start with the silver. Oh, that's not silver. That's purple. Oh boy. Okay, well, you know what? No mistakes, just happy accidents, right? Silver first. Jeez, Tish, have more coffee. And the sad thing is I gotta go to the DMV. That's gonna be a adventure. But you know what? It's a nice day. It's still kind of hot, but it's still a nice day. So we're gonna do this blue. This blue. There we go. And then the silver. And then the black. Whoa, baby. That actually turned out perfect. A little bit right there. And then this blue. And then a little bit of the teal. Turquoise, whatever you want to call it. Just a little smidgen of it. There we go. Let that sit for a minute. Okay, another sip of coffee. Yes, we are. We are all a little crazy because I'm actually planning on making a canvas that's that big. So, all right, here we go. Hopefully, I don't drop it in the middle. There we go. That left kind of a blank center. So let's find the skewer. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? All right, so I'm going to use the blunt end of it this time. I'm going to pull in some of this color. You know what? I'm not going to add any. I'm just going to experiment here. I'm not going to add any color to the center other than what I pull in. Because when you pull this up, let's bring this in. When you pull this up, it all kind of pulls the paint in anyways. So let's see what happens if we just leave the center the way it is. So let's do that. Let's wipe off the shtick. Put that away back up on the shelf. And then let's get our napkin. We'll move this stuff kind of out of the way so I don't spill it. And I'm just letting you know, again, I just get the dollar store. These are the premium dollar store napkins because, they're premium. They cost a whole $1. And then I take them and there's 2 layers. They're 2 ply, so I only use one of the plies. And some people wet them down before they drop them down. I never have luck with that. So, because these are cheap, like super cheap. Okay, and then I fold it in half, and I find the center, and I find where I'm going, and I just lay it down. There. And it doesn't go all the way to the edge of the painting there, but that's okay. There we go. I'm just going to give it a gentle press out. I don't want to rip it, but I do want to move the paint a little bit. Okay. Now, try and find that corner again. And make them meet in the middle. That one's kind of folding over, so we're going to pick that up. And slowly bring it in the middle. That's okay. All right, we're going to put that in that cup. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of the sparkly blue and put it right in the middle here, just a drop of it. If I can get it to stop dripping, that'd be wonderful. There we go. And then take a little bit of this turquoise. Oh, stop. And a really tiny, teeny, tiny bit of this black. There we go. Grab my skewer again. I'm just going to kind of move it around a little bit. There we go. Now we're going to spin this, and got enough paint on there, I think, but we're going to put a little bit more just on this edge right here. There we go. So let's make sure we got everything out of the way here. And just to let you know, I stack them on top of each other. This is how I get that cup that we started out with in the beginning, because it'll seal with each other. If you don't feel comfortable with that, you can take some press and seal and wrap it around, or a piece of tape. But okay, this needs to move out of the way. All right, here we go. Let's see how this goes. Make sure we got room. Okay. Whoa. Okay, come on, Tish. It's okay. It's so humid here. The paint's already drying. All right, here we go. All right. So let's go back with the skewer. And I'm going to pull some of this out. Let's start. So I don't like that center right there. Let's spin it one more time and see what happens. I just wanted to pull some color in there. Let's do this. Let's bring What's going on here? What's going on? Okay, there must have been silicone in that purple paint because there are some silicone cells going on in this baby. All right, let's spin it the other direction. There we go. I like that now because this got all really cool, kind of spun out a little bit. This isn't so solid. This is really wispy and light, but this is kind of, yeah. All right, torch. All right. I actually really like this. I wasn't so sure there for a minute. I'm like, oh, good God, what did I do? What kind of hot mess did I create? Now, if I was Tracy, I don't know if you guys have seen her balloon smooshes, smashes, kisses, whatever the heck you want to call them. But oh my gosh, the one she did this morning, if you missed her live, you need to go watch it. Sincerely. I went to take a phone call, came back, and it's like, beautifulness. I'm like, shut the front door. If I tried to do that, it'd be a hot mess. Okay, so let's lift this baby up. I like it like this, but for ease of showing you, and I again apologize for the reflection. My thing fell down, so I'm trying to show you the colors, but look at the colors. There's no white in here. It's just that teal and blue and silver and a little bit of black. And that black got kind of punchy. It's like, I'm here. And it's Mars black, so it's kind of, let's see, I'm trying to remember how it goes. So there's Mars black, and then there's the other black, I can't remember. But one has a blue undertone and one has a brown undertone. And that purple, though, because it's kind of a purpley gray, it's really pretty. And the cells are kind of cool. And right down here, if you look, there's some lacing going on down here in the corner. There we go. And yeah, I'm actually kind of impressed with this one. So, just try it. As a beginner, try things. If you have questions, Nicole, are you listening to me? DM me, PM me, whatever. Ask. Ask away, sweetheart. And anybody else out there, ask away. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do. It brings me joy. Okay? So you asking your question does not bother me. It makes me happy. So, because it just shows that people are wanting to be creative and everything. So, I appreciate that. And we need more beauty in the world. We need more creativity in the world. And I'm not going to get all mushy on you. It's been that kind of a morning. But these blues are close enough where they kind of meld together, but they're different enough where they kind of stand apart. And I do have the silver and the metallic blue, so there are metallics in here. And that silver is doing these really weird things, and I kind of like it. So this might be a combination again. Probably. Actually, this is the last pour before I go on my trip that I get to pick the colors. Well, Brooke and I picked the colors together for Friday Night Flip Cup, which, by the way, is coming up tomorrow night. Make sure to set your reminders. I will put the link for that in the chat. Hang on one second. This is week 1 still. I set up all the lives. So if you're ever looking for a live, there's that. And then tonight at 7 o'clock, I am going to be on the Creator Spotlight, and I'm going to be giving away a painting. So, 5 planets in retrograde. Yeah, they need to like pull out of their retrograde. So, Friday night Flip Cup is tomorrow night. Thursday night tonight is the Creator Spotlight. And don't forget Saturday night shenanigans, where you guys get to pick the colors. I do it every Saturday night. There we go. There's Saturday night shenanigans. That is actually a blast, and I love it. And I don't think I'll ever stop doing that one. I think unless I have like some other, like I have to go to a wedding or something, and I don't know. I might do it from the wedding because it's crazy and I love it. But all right. So if you like this video and you enjoyed yourself, please share this out on the interwebs. Oh, and hey, if you're new here, geez, I forget to do this all the time because I get so focused on what I am doing that I forget to welcome you. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining us. If you're liking our little artist creative jive vibe, and you want to join a little creative tribe, all you got to do is click that subscribe. There are multiple ways to help support the channel. Patreon, starting at $3 a month, or there's Buy Me a Coffee, PayPal, or you know what I appreciate more, and I know this is going to sound silly, but I love getting happy gifts. I love getting like cool stuff. So, like little surprises. It's like Happy Meal. So, if you have Amazon, pop on over to my wish list, send me some paint. So that would be completely awesome sauce. Anyway, smash that like button. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you learned something. I know I did. Have a great day. Remember, be kind to one another. Peace, love, and happiness.